Hello friends, and welcome to the first chapter in the trilogy, The Peristaltic Motion Secrets to Sickness and Health. Before we start, I would like to point out a few things. First, I'm not a physician. If you have any health issues related to the digestive system, please consult your doctor. Second, for demonstration, I'm showing pictures of the digestive system. Take a note that what you see on the right side of the screen, it's located on the left side of your body. For example, here you see the appendix on the left side, but it's located on the right side of your lower abdomen. After I clear that out, let's start. I divided the digestive system into 4 parts: upper, middle, lower, and the joint organs, which are the liver and pancreas. Though they are not part of the intestines, they are directly connected to them. The spleen is another joint organ, which connected to the stomach, liver, and gallbladder. In the last chapter, I'm going to show you how irregular peristaltic motion can affect those organs, thus contributing to the root cause of diseases. If we examine a 4-week-old embryo, we can clearly see that the gut tube is the first organ to develop, and from it start the rest of the body's organs and systems. In adults, the whole intestine's length can reach 30 feet long. Along the gut tube, we have 4 one-way valves which divide the intestines into 4 areas. The esophageal sphincter separates the stomach from the mouth and the esophagus. The pyloric sphincter separates the stomach from the small intestines. The ileocecal valve separates the small intestines from the colon, and the anus is the valve where waste comes out. Those areas differ from one another by their pH level and their friendly bacteria content. I also want you to know that when food enters the mouth and travels through the gut tube, it actually doesn't enter the body. The eaten food undergoes a digestion process inside the hollow gut tube, where at the end of the process, the waste is dumped outside the tube. From the gut tube, nutrients are absorbed into the body. The immune system is present in the intestines to protect us from pathogens that might be in what we eat. Tonsils, Peyer's patches, and the appendix are immune glands in the gut tube. Generally speaking, the digestive system has 3 physical assignments. 1, to digest food and to absorb nutrients from it. 2, remove waste out of the body. And 3, to protect you from pathogens that might enter with the food you eat or from the environment. You know how it is when you touch a contaminated surface and then you eat something and put your finger in your mouth. Kids do it all the time, right? In restaurants, I see many people eat their meal fast. They don't chew the food thoroughly to prepare it for the second stage of digestion in the stomach. Though the content of the meal has a direct influence on the workflow of the stomach, science recognizes additional reasons that cause diseases in there. We know how it is. As young adults, we could eat half of a large pizza, but as we age, we start to get heartburns from acidic foods like pizza, fries, and cola. You see, the stomach can host a number of chronic diseases like ulcer, reflux, heartburn, and even cancer. Science tells us what are the reasons for it. Now, to my clinics came many people with stomach problems. Most of them were not smokers, heavy drinkers, and they did not have anemia or an autoimmune disease. Look, if you take aspirin and other prescription drugs and they cause additional health problems, I think you should change the treatment before your health starts to deteriorate from it. So pay close attention, because science pointed out the hidden common cause of all diseases in the intestines. It is said that stress is the pandemic of the 21st century, but stress by itself cannot cause chronic stomach diseases. Besides that, stress has always been around us. The chapter on positive thoughts in the Health Puzzle is dedicated to the stress in our life. I encourage you to watch it. Now, do you remember the third assignment of the digestive system? To protect you from pathogens that might enter your stomach from the food you eat or from the environment. Science tells us that stomach diseases can happen from bacterial or viral infections. That means the immune system doesn't function the way it should. Or maybe the man-made food people eat and the chemical-based medications interfere with the natural pH balance in the stomach. That by itself can be a good reason for stomach diseases. However, there is another reason for it. Science recognizes bile reflux from the small intestines as a leading cause of some stomach diseases. But wait, when speaking about reflux, we relate it to gastroesophageal reflux and heartburn, right? To understand the differences between the two and to understand the underlying cause of intestinal diseases, we need to look at the stomach and its two one-way valves. So, after we swallow food, it slides down the esophagus and enters the stomach from the esophageal sphincter. On average, digested food stays in the stomach for about 4 hours before it leaves the stomach to the small intestines from the pyloric sphincter. Though science doesn't know what causes gastrointestinal diseases, as far as the stomach, science gives us two hard-to-miss clues. First, gastroesophageal reflux disease happens when the esophageal sphincter area bulges out from the diaphragm. That weakens the one-way sphincter and eventually it causes leakage of acid from the stomach to the esophagus, which is the symptom of reflux disease. Second, there is bile reflux from the small intestines. Here again, there is unknown pressure applied on the sphincter to force bile from the small intestines back to the stomach. The stomach environment is acidic and its pH is between 1 to 3. This acidic condition helps to break down the food we eat and to destroy any pathogen that might hurt us. However, the bile's pH can be as high as 8 on the pH scale. That reflux of bile can neutralize the acidic environment in the stomach, thus exposing the stomach lining to a harmful bacterium. This valuable data suggests that there is unknown pressure applied on the two sphincters. That pressure causes naturalizing fluids to enter the stomach from the lower valve and allows acids to come out from the upper valve of the stomach to the esophagus. But that's not all, because after the partially digested food mixed with stomach acids and bile from the liver and digestive enzymes from the pancreas, it continues its way in the small intestines. In the small intestines, we have a friendly flora. The job of the bacteria in there is to break down the partially digested food into small molecules of amino acids, sugar, fats, and more. This portion of the intestines is not free from diseases. However, because of the negative effect of antibiotics on intestinal-friendly bacteria, I believe that those unfriendly drugs decrease intestinal flora, thus significantly increasing the risk of diseases. If you want to know more about the relationship between antibiotics and the bacteria in the gut, beneath this video I have the right link for you. Yet, I cannot conclude this chapter without mentioning an incurable bowel disease that targets the most vulnerable and misunderstood area in the 30-foot-long digestive tract. Science still doesn't know what actually causes Crohn's disease. On the other hand, what I'm going to show you in the next chapter might shine a bright light on the mystery. For over 20 years, I follow scientific findings to help me prolong my life. After many years, I can conclude that most likely scientists are looking for a profitable solution to common problems. That's not always for your benefit, but the company that pays for the research always profits from it. Now take a deep breath before the next chapter, where you're going to see where and how diseases establish in the lower intestines. Stay tuned and I will see you there. Goodbye.